People, welcome to the CAW World League in France. We're going to hear from the Golden Winged Angel Hayden Newman tonight. Just before the show begins, we have a big match, and I can't wait to dive into that. But first, let's see what he has to say. So, people want to know why I did what I did to Mason. But why? Why do I owe the French an explanation, huh? I swear to God, you're all not even human. What are you gonna do? Feed me a snail? Stab me? Like, what? No, I'm not giving you shit. It's bad enough that I have to be in Marseille, which... Come on, everybody. Let's just face it across the world. Let's have a national peace treaty that Marseille is the arsehole of France, yet I'm here because I have to do a fucking league match, and that is the only reason I'm here. I swear to God, if it was anything else, I would skip. I would say I'm not getting on that flight. You boo me, but here's the thing. You all know I'm right. All I'm here to say in front of you aliens and entities is that, well, I've got something new up my sleeve. And let's just say, the subjects I tested it on aren't exactly in humane condition at the current time. So, here's what's going to happen. I'm gonna leave the ring so I don't have to look at your pathetic excuses or faces. And I'll come back in a little while to absolutely decimate that Tony D'Angelo ripoff, Enzo Luca. I can guarantee you one thing, that after this match, Enzo is going to need a replacement for the league. Now, everybody will probably be asking, but how would you come up with such a devastating move which can put someone out? Into that, babes, all I've got to say is, I'm just that good. Oh, the crowd definitely has something to say about that. A lot of disrespect, of course, but let's get into this first match. It will be Dante Hero versus Daniel Newman. These two have a rivalry since the CAW Rumble a few match days ago. Now they get to settle it in an underground match, but this isn't just any underground match. Of course, your regular underground match would be submissions in KO, but this has a special stipulation just to make sure you keep on your feet. If you exit the ring, it will be counted as a forfeit. Basically, just to recap to how we got here right now in this situation, Dante Hero debuted in the CAW Rumble and was doing incredibly well. One of the best debuts I think I've ever seen in a Rumble, at least. But regardless, he was eliminated by Daniel Newman. Dante Hero, he did not take that well. He ripped the Dark Horse outside the ring and started pulverizing him, throwing him into the ring post head first. And then he was going to put down through a table, but that's when Mason stepped in. Mason Newman came outside the ring, put Dante through the table, and then ran back in just to finish off his part of the match. Anyway, apart from that, the next show, match day 1, Dante would get counted out with his opponent, which would send him into a spiral saying the ref counted too fast or something like that. Regardless, Dante would just start beating down on the ref for almost no reason, really. They looked like they would talked it out. But then Dan would come into the ring and get his revenge for the Rumble, hitting an end of days on an unsuspecting Dante Hero. And I guess that all leads up to where we are right now. Dante Hero, Daniel Newman, in an underground match. Dante, in his words, he wants to purify the world of wrestling, and he thinks that Dan is not a true wrestler, and in that case, he needs to get purged from this industry. And we are so near the start of this match, you could feel the tension in the air. As these two, who only have hatred for each other, they're so close to wrestling in the ring for the first time against each other, and I don't believe that this will be the end of it. is number 7 versus number 3 in the CAW World League tournament. If you're unfamiliar with the rules, every single competitor in the tournament will face each other once. A win gives you 3 points, a draw gives you 1 point each, and a loss obviously gives you none. At the end of the season, whoever's on top of the league will be crowned the CAW World Champion. They'll also go head-to-head against the CAW Universal Champion to see who the true winner of both leagues are.
The following is an underground match. Introducing first, from Alexandria, Egypt, weighing in at 248 pounds, the unrelenting Dalton Hero. And from England, weighing in at 230 pounds, the dark horse, Daniel Newman.
As you can see, we have a crowd surrounding the ring. They will have to disperse in a few moments when that bell rings, which they will do now. A big shoulder tackle to start things off here. Of course, this is going to be absolute brutality. It's either you make your opponent say I quit, you make them pass out, you make them get knocked out, which technically is the same, or you dump them outside of the ring. With Dante Hero now just going to work on the face of the dark horse, Daniel Newman. Lifting him up now for some sort of torture rack. Down with a quick elbow, managing to catch his feet on the way down. And a big kick, another kick to the midsection. And a big forearm right to the nose. It's not enough to keep Dante down for long though. He's instantly right back up. However, Dominator by the dark horse, who's starting to get his edge back into this match. Maybe not, never mind. I don't know what he was going for there, maybe some sort of shoulder grip, softening up the arm. And what is happening here from Dante Hero? Rotating backbreaker and a headbutt just to soothe the pain in some more. And I'll just strike in centre of the ring, these guys. Aside from the points, aside from their positions in the league, these guys have other motives that they want to accomplish here tonight by torturing each other. Dan, of course, wants to prove that he is stronger than Dante, that in one-on-one situations he can take him out just as well. He can take him out normally in like a rumble or something. Dante wants to prove that Dan's elimination was just a fluke and south from heaven on the hardest part of the ring. That back of Dan is going to be just killing him at the moment. And what is this, double underhook? No, Dan that with another reversal. Even though the pain is there, you can see it from how he's moving. He just has to carry on. Flatliner! And now into a cross armbar. I don't think that will be enough though. Dante's struggling, there's no ropes to help him bounce or anything. He's just going to have to use pure strength to use his devastating right hand. And oh, there it is! The hand of gods! And they'll just take him down and chucks him out of the ring. We have your confirmed winner. As you can see here on the side, Dan stays in the same place that he entered this match in. But Dante Hero climbs from 3rd to 1st. Of course, this is subject to change since Mason, Flash, AJ Fox, Enzo, Matthew and Hayden all have their matches tonight. But for now, Dante Hero sits at the top of the table with 2 wins, 1 draw and no losses. And here we go. Now, because of Dante Hero's win, this match has higher stakes than before. It will be the manifestation of nightmares, Flash Jade versus the current defending CAW World Champion, the Surgeon AJ Fox. Now I see a few fans saying that this will be AJ's biggest challenge yet, since if you know AJ, you would know that he is very reliant on his technical prowess, on his speed in which he can put in one hold and it changes the tide of the match. He's very technical. Meanwhile, Flash Jade is a mixture between somewhat technical but mostly brute force. No one has been able to put him down just yet. And it has been terrifying to watch him beat people who, honestly, the fans thought were going to win. AJ Fox doesn't know exactly what to expect. We don't know the full arsenal of Flash Jade. And also, again, like I just said, he uses brute force to his advantage. It's scary being in the ring with a man that big. But regardless, here comes AJ Fox, the current world champion, defending it this league, this season, whatever you want to call it. The CAW world champion, and the fans are behind him, as it seems. Can we point out that this is AJ Fox's first world championship in his entire wrestling career? Boy, he has really came a long way since his days in EWE Underranked, I'll say that much. Yeah, what a performer AJ Fox is. He never stops evolving, he never stops adapting, and that's what makes him one of the greatest youngest stars in all of CAW wrestling. This is gonna go... Well, you just gotta hope for AJ Fox that he has a plan in mind, because Flash Jade, I believe he's got the height advantage, he's got the weight advantage, he probably has the strength advantage over AJ Fox. It's going to be difficult to lock in a headlock or a wrist lock or what have you. It'll be difficult to take Flash Jade down. Nobody's managed to do it yet. If there was a man to do it, it would be AJ Fox. Especially with this crowd, rightly so, behind him, cheering him on all the way. Can he do it? Let me tell you now, no matter how much confidence you have, no matter your skill, no matter how many fans are behind your back, even stepping in the ring and locking eyes with a behemoth of a man like Flash Jade is terrifying. And look, there's the strength! Tries to lock up, AJ Fox just gets pushed on his back. Oh, but there's a snapmare into a headlock. Maybe AJ does have the answers after all. Flash starting to get up now and puts AJ in a headlock here. Of course, the Surgeon's whole thing, he is one of the greatest up-and-coming technical wrestlers, but how can he fare against this? I don't even think this is a man, this is like genetically modified, I don't even know. Clothesline by Flash Jade. And he's asking if this is all AJ has. I suspect AJ definitely has a lot of different backup plans if things go the way they are right now. I would as well. When going against someone who is higher than you, and also has more strength than you, more width, weighs more, everything, you've got to kind of stray from the normal technical strategy you would have with someone who might be like 50-50 with you. And look at that shotgun dropkick by Flash Jade. The manifestation of nightmares. Flash Jade, look at him. Tearing apart our world champion right now. German suplex. And he's making this look easy. Maybe it's enough talking about AJ Fox and how he could win this match. And let's talk about Flash Jade, who's just using slow, methodical, but powerful maneuvers. Shut down the crowd, shut down the momentum, shut down AJ Fox's energy, and now he's going to lock in. This kind of looks like a Fox lock here. AJ's in trouble. How the hell do you get this man to stop wrenching on your neck? Flash J just ends up letting it go, realising that maybe AJ, maybe his stubbornness, maybe his bravery isn't going to let him give up that easily. Big arm wrench. Flash is down to a knee. Rolls over. Now AJ with a few strikes looks for a kick. Gets his boot caught. And twists his ankle round to his back. Holy shit. How the hell do you stop this man? As he toys with our world champion. Boots him in the head. But AJ fighting back pushes him away. And now AJ, what strength! Oshigoroshi hooks the leg, a sudden show of life by the champion, but no, not even close. But respect to AJ Fox for finding that strength in him, hoisting Flash Shade on his shoulders. Don't know how he's managed that, but AJ getting wound up, shouting at the referee saying that was at least a 2 count. There's no way he kicked out at 1. Flash Shade now re-enters the ring. Guess he wants a fair fight, doesn't want to take AJ by surprise. When he's recovering, chop block went slightly wrong. I don't know who got the worst out of that. Cover, but Flash Jade with an immediate kick out. And now reversal by Flash Jade, who hits a devastating headbutt. That'll leave a dent in your skull. Now Flash running like a freight train, clothesline into the turnbuckle. Rocks AJ's world. And now just, now Flash Jade looking to rake at the eyes of our champion here. I'm just thinking, how the hell do you stop a man like Flash Jade? Especially if he's making this look like playing with some sort of toy. And AJ just does not have the strength in him to fight back after this time. Now Flash J just looking to play with AJ some more here. Bang! Sweeps him off his feet. Look at the body damage on the surgeon. But a manifestation of nightmares just does not care. Gut wrench slams him into the centre of the ring. And now what is Flash doing? Oh, God! Giant knees to the dome, right to the temple of AJ Fox. This could honestly just be enough to pass the champion out right now. Just rapid fire. Knee after knee after knee after knee. What is this? Someone stop this. What the fuck? More knees. Finally lets AJ go. Flash, oh no. Flash, power bomb. And wait a second. Final Flash. Oh my word. I don't believe what we're seeing here, people. Oh God, Flash isn't done. Just pin him. Oh no, another one. Here it goes. The second final Flash. Oh dear God. Oh no, no, no. He's looking for one more. What's the point? Just pin the poor man already. You son of a bitch. Just drops him. Doesn't even want to. Just doesn't even want to end it. And here we go again. The third one, the fourth powerbomb, final Flash. Just pin him. Just pin him, Flash Jade. What are you doing? You have nothing to prove now. Finally hooks the leg. And that's all she wrote. The scary by Flash Jade. What the fuck did we just see there? We need to get like a medical doctor out for AJ Fox or something. But table-wise, Flash Jade sits joint first place with Dante Hero.
We interrupt our regular programming for an emergency announcement. Please stand by. We interrupt our regular programming for an emergency announcement. Please stand by.
I'm always there. You can forget me, but I won't forget you. What am I? Everyone has I am safe. Nothing.
And boys, it is now time for the Golden Winged Angel Hayden Newman to face off against the Mafia leader, the Don Enzo Luca. We saw Hayden at the beginning of the show. He disdained his dislike for French people and refused to acknowledge the fact that he attacked his younger brother Mason. Some lovely pyro, golden pyro mixed with the money, and slams his head into that beer can over and over and over and over and over again, pumping himself up for this match. I guess there is a little bit of history going into this match, not much, but on the first match day, Enzo Luca would steal a win, defeating Daniel Newman using his Mafia boys and the no DQ stipulation to his advantage, making the match a whole 3v1 in the hands of the Mafia, securing his first win, his first 3 points. And would obviously, his motive for this match would be to get revenge for his older brother, although you really can't tell going into the head of this man. But the one thing we do know about this match is that it will be a no DQ match with a little limitation at the fact that the Mafia or the Newmans cannot interfere. This whole league, this whole competition is to find out who is the best of the best. And obviously, if you had the numbers game, your chances of winning despite your skill goes up massively. They've been taking it all in now. Looking at the crowd and look at the intensity on this man's face. Like I mentioned, you can never tell what he's thinking anymore. A few years ago you'd think, oh, okay, veteran, performer, likeable, respectable, does things his way, wants to win the good way, but nowadays things have changed massively. This man, he still kept the whole hardcore King of the Kendo's persona, but he's so much more dirty, so much more arrogant than he once was. And here we go, the leader of the Mafia, the Don Enzo Luca, makes his way down to the ring. Enzo, I mean, for a debuting season, I don't think he's really done too bad for himself. Honestly, his first appearances in wrestling ever, his first wrestling federation, his first wrestling season, and like I just said, he really hasn't done too bad for himself. No one would really expect a newbie like Enzo to shoot to the top immediately, but Enzo, he has stayed clear from the bottom. He definitely has. You've just got to respect that. He's done his work. He is here today in the co-main event of CAW France. And what position even could these two men end up being at the end of this match? The bell rings, and we are underway in our co-main event at the Golden Winged Angel, Hayden Newman versus the Mafia boss, Don Enzo Luca. And a lovely look up here transitioned into a headlock. Hayden knows that he can be confident, which he loves doing. Now wrenching the arm look. He knows he's got the skills. He knows how to cope in these pressurable situations and put pressure on his opponent. He has built his entire career on pressure and pain on other people and himself as well. He knows exactly what Enzo's feeling. These butterflies in his stomach, facing such a big man in the industry. Enzo just not able to think about how to get out of this wrist lock from behind, and now snapmare into the headlock again. Hayden's just toying with his prey. Enzo, I'm sure, not any kind of wrestling training to prepare him for this, manages to slip through and cracks. Hayden getting a little bit too cocky with his taunting and showing off to the crowd. Now in a wrist lock from behind, but an elbow. Classic Hayden just getting out of it, and a drop kick. Enzo trying to catch him mid-air. It's the thing though, confidence is one thing. But can you back it up without slipping over yourself? Forearm shots to the back of the neck. I also really want to point out that Hayden said that he's got like some sort of new move that people haven't woken up in, or not in human condition. Look, I had two there by Enzo. Anyway, on about this new move, we've got reports and stuff that apparently he calls it the ace in the hole. Irish whip now off the ropes. Some sort of cartwheel catches Enzo's legs, and an Alabama slammer into the cover now. Is it gonna? No, it's not gonna be enough. Only a 2 count once again. 2 count this early on is very interesting. It really shows you the power dynamic here. Holy shit! The impact of that super kick could be heard across the world. Enzo not in a good state here, as the Golden Winged Angel looks to pick him off once again, just dragging him down now. What's he doing? Grabbing the arms and just stretching them as far as he can. He might have honestly been able to rip them out of socket. What is he doing now? Cattle manipulation here. In my opinion, one of the most evil submissions you can put in on your opponent. Not because of the obvious pain factor. Enzo gets out of it. A lovely kick right to the back of the neck. I don't think that's going to do it, Enzo. To be honest, I don't think this pin was to try and end the match. It's just to try and get some of that energy out of Hayden before he can use it against the Don. That slap to the back of the head. Respect for no one but himself. And now an arm wrench, and it wrenches him forward, and a kick to the back. And he's telling the crowd to shut up and watch him work. Now what is he doing? Some sort of armbar, salt of the earth, shades of MJF. A wrestler who I'm sure you, the viewer, know of. Big punch. And now into it quickly, gets the shoulders down. Enzo for the upset. No, flipped over. Enzo needs to get his shoulders off as soon as possible. There you go. I was going to say, a wrestler that you lot are probably familiar with, but Hayden definitely is, as at Immortal, one of the biggest 2K events in the world. MJF would show up Hayden. Just because. I don't even know what is. Hayden saying some words now about Enzo. I couldn't really hear them. Stomped the mud hole into him a second ago. Enzo now with the advantage off that Irish whip. Hayden rolls outside of the ring. Enzo, he's going to wait for him to get inside so he can continue. And now look at these two go. Brawling, punching, pure closed fists. Hayden gets the upper hand of it. And now Schoolboy here. But there's no rope breaks in an ODQ match, ref. Oh no, what? But wait. Oh no. Enzo rolls out the ring before Hayden can do anything, and he's taking the piss here. Suicide Dive DDT! Enzo's been given no time to rest, no time to regroup, and that is things that you definitely need when going up against the Golden Winged Angel. What the hell is happening now? Probably going for more strikes at the back of the head here. Which he is. God, look at the way Enzo's head bounces off of the mat. Straight into the cover. Could have given him CTE here. So, no! There's about like a 2.8. The match is still alive. Honestly, props to Enzo for surviving this long. Just the arm, but no respect still. And a roll-up, I thought that was going to be a bag breaker or something. Maybe Enzo thought the same. But a roll-up for the upset. But no, Schoolboy! None of this getting more than a 1 count. And Hayden's furious with the official. Enzo's now just stalking his prey, but what's he done that for? He's talking out the ref backhand, no, big strike. What's he got? Knuckle dusters, bang! He does realise he doesn't have to take down the ref for that, but anyway, knuckle dusters right to the cheek of the Golden Winged Angel, knocking him out cold. Maybe he went for a drop kick, just missed completely, I'm not sure, but no, Enzo, the knee drop by Enzo Luca. 2, and a no! Hayden kicks out in 2. That was Enzo's big break there, the chance to catch the 3, a chance to catch the upset. But it didn't go as planned, and Hayden, no! Low blow from behind on Enzo Luca. What's he doing? What is this? Setting himself up in the corner, a claymore maybe? The running knee? Turning Enzo around. Who's the Golden Winged Angel doing? He's shouting for Enzo to get up. This is... Oh! Ace in the hole! There's gotta be the ace in the hole! I've never seen him do that before, and it's a 3! Hayden moves up to 7th place in the table when Enzo Luca drops down due to his loss. He now resides at 6th place. A big match which has turned the tables quite literally. And what a manoeuvre, the ace in the hole. That was the ace in the hole. God, we need like an ambulance.
I used to think I could fly, try going off of the high dive.
The following contest is a 2 out of 3 falls match. Making his way to the ring from England, weighing in at 185 pounds. The man of the thousand
A big match for Mason Newman tonight. If he wins, he will end tonight on top of the table. Can he pull off a giant win? This wonder kid, he has been getting fans' attention across the globe. Getting credit from big names in the industry. And for good reason. He has been training his whole life just for a tiny bit of the spotlight, and now that he's finally got it, he will never let it go.
And a couple of banks alongside of it. Oh yeah.
CAW universe behind him. Mason Newman, he can do anything. Going by the name The Real Deal is Matthew Harbour, who once was in Mason's position, the whole world at his fingertips. The world was his oyster, but he painted it the wrong colour, in my opinion. And lots of fans' opinions as well. Matthew Harbour is... He used to be this upbeat, energy-filled, just doing wrestling for the love of wrestling and wanting to entertain the fans. However, he's slipped and he has fallen into the hands of the legacy of the Rogue Prince, Brandon Prince. And now he's almost unrecognisable. The things this man has done and the things he will do to anyone just to secure a victory nowadays is absolutely revolting. Dare I even need to go into it? But regardless, you cannot deny Matthew's brilliant skill in the ring. Neither Mason's. This is going to be a match talked about for ages to come, and the bell is rang, and these two aren't even going at it. They're just waiting to see who will pull the first move. These two have such same similarities, as I've mentioned. Not even just personality-wise, not even like background-wise, wrestling-wise as well. These two pull out a lot of the same moves, if you'd realise it. Arm wrench now. Matthew seems to have the upper hand of this exchange. Oh, strike right to the inner elbow. And see, this is what I mean. Matthew would never do that if he wasn't with the Legacy. But look at Mason now. Absolutely managing to pulverise that arm of Matthew Harbour. Not letting him get any more cheap offence in. Matthew resets to a headlock, but Mason manages to get the shoulders down. Can he get the quick upset? Kick out by Matthew. Matthew now jumps on him. Shoulders down on Mason. Could he return it? No. Now Mason managing to muscle up and a backslide. Shoulders down on Matthew to go to the top of the table. No, it's a kick out by Matthew at 2. And Mason now just showing off to the fans, getting them on their feet. Matthew with a big knee, not going to let him get these fans entertained. He's just here to get a win, like I said. Maybe if this was a few months ago, maybe a year ago, we would see them showing good sportsmanship. But like I said, the Legacy has just completely corrupted this young man's mind. Middle rope frog splash by Matthew, but it goes wrong, and he runs into a chop block there. Mason now going to try and get possession back after he lost it just moments ago. So that giant knee strike, kick to the inner knee. Now just kicks him back down to a sitting position. Leg drop guillotine to Matthew Harbour. And now Mason going to look to just deliver the same, but a splash forward, 360 splash. Matthew manages to roll out double underhook. Like I said, these two just somehow, they know each other so well, despite not even being in the same room as each other, I don't think. They've just got such similar mindsets, such similar ways to wrestle, such similar personalities before, at least. And now Matthew, no, air raid crash, no, oh, what even was that? Inventing new moves on the fly, that is how you beat someone who's got your number, I suppose. And Matthew now just slowing down the pace of this match. Wrenching at that arm, you can hear the fans' disapproval of Matthew's actions to, once again, like I just said, slow down the pace of this very fast-paced hitting match. Matthew's just screaming as he goes for the cover now on Mason to try and defeat the man of 1,000 holds, but Mason will kick out. Just wondering what it will take to actually put down one of these guys. Now full Nelson, bang, just slams him on his face. Full Nelson face buster into the cover, shoulders are still down, kick out by Mason. There you go, the fans' approval in all glorious, about 3 frames per second. Matthew now from behind now. Suplex into the barricade. And now into the barricade again, making sure the fans see what he's doing to Mason. And the reception is crazy. It's hard to believe that nearly a year ago, these fans were chanting that exact chant at his opponent, Brandon Prince, but now they chant it to Matthew Harbour, and there's a chop block by Mason. And listen to the reception. They're loving the man of 1,000 holds, and he's loving them back. Arm drag by Mason, trying to buff up the momentum once again, buff up the speed of the match that Matthew Harbour tried to slow down, and a big clothesline taking the real deal off his feet. Mason now looking to capitalise on this offence. What has he got In-store double underhook, bang! Slams Matthew down with authority, and it's only going to be a 2 though. Mason now, what is he to do? Look at the torture on these men's bodies. Mason gets reversed in a leg kicks by Matthew Harbour as he boots the mid-set. Matthew Harbour now adapting to this fast-paced action. Slams Mason with authority. Goes to the middle right now. We know what this is. He's signalling for the end. Matthew Harbour talking trash. It's time for the middle rope cutter. Good night. No! Mason somehow kicking out at 2. Matthew doesn't believe it. Goes for another cover. But Mason still kicks out. This match is still alive. And Matthew takes down the official. What a crybaby. Big uppercut. Now what's he doing? Oh! That was a low blow by Matthew Harbour. I don't know if you saw that. That elbow looked very low. Matthew has stomped that official. I believe this match has no count outs. There is DQ though! If the one in the ring wasn't a low blow, that one definitely was. Disgusting by Matthew Harbour. Now trying to make an attempt to tap Mason out. And he's wrenching on that arm as much as humanly possible. The referee, I think, only just recovered. I'm surprised he's not telling Matthew Harbour off after that attack. Wait a minute, Mason reversal, head scissors, spins Matthew to the other side of the ring. Wait a sec, Mason poised, in position, star comet drop by the man of 1,000 holds, and that will be all she wrote. Mason takes top of the league thanks to this win and thanks to the match he had against the Perez brothers, which of the Newmans won. That gives him the lead on the win difference. But all in all, point-wise, Flash Jade, Dante Hero and Mason are tied for the top spot.